Have you ever stopped to think about how the words we use aren't just words? I mean, they're like a little window into our minds, showing how we really see the world. So today, we're going to kick off a journey to unlock something really powerful, our own mental flexibility. Just listen to this phrase for a second. It sounds so familiar, right? It's got that tone of absolute, complete certainty. You know, the kind of thing you say when you want to slam the door on any other possibility. We've all said it. We've all heard it. It's meant to sound final. But what if that certainty is actually a trap? This question right here, this is the real start of our journey. It's the key that can unlock a much more powerful way of thinking. So, our first step has got to be putting a name to what we're up against. Okay, so let's dive in. We're starting with a big idea from psychology called cognitive rigidity. Now, this isn't about finding flaws or pointing fingers at ourselves. It's really just about spotting a super common mental pattern that can hold us back without us even knowing it. So what is cognitive rigidity? Well, think of your mind like a road system. A flexible mind is like a bustling city with tons of different routes to get anywhere you want. But cognitive rigidity, that's like being on a single-lane highway with zero exits. You see one path and one path only, which makes it incredibly tough to change course when you hit a roadblock. And this slide just lays out the contrast perfectly. Over on the left, you've got that rigid mindset. It's fixed, it's certain, it's always hunting for the simplest answer. But on the right, well, that's our goal. That's mental flexibility. It's all about being adaptable, curious, and totally okay with things being a little complicated. Our whole journey here is about making the leap from that left column over to the right. So here's the cool part. This internal mindset, it's not invisible. It actually has verbal clues, little telltale signs in the way we talk. So let's become language detectives for a minute and learn how to spot the sounds of a closed mind. Okay, our first marker is something psychologists call black and white thinking. This is when we see the world in total extremes. It's either good or bad, right or wrong, a success or a failure. There is absolutely zero room for a middle ground, for any of those messy shades of gray. And here is a classic, really powerful example. I mean, this statement just erases all the nuance, doesn't it? It forces you to pick one of two polar opposites, and it completely ignores the 100 other possibilities. Like, what if you agree with parts of both? Or what if you're just neutral? So, what's really happening in our brains here? Well, it's a mental shortcut called oversimplification. Our brains are kind of wired to save energy, and it's way easier to jump to a simple, clean conclusion than it is to wrestle with a bunch of complex, messy details. The only problem is, reality is almost always messy. All right, on to our second marker. This is any language that projects this extreme, unshakable certainty. You know the words, the ones that leave no room for doubt or debate or even just a discussion. It's the language of finality. Just feel how this phrase lands. It's a total conversation ender. When someone says this, they're not inviting you to collaborate or get curious with them. Nope, they're delivering a verdict. They're basically telling you the discussion is over before it even got a chance to begin. The psychology behind this is just fascinating. A lot of the time, it's driven by something called the illusion of competence. It's this tricky little cognitive bias where we mistake our own confidence for actual expertise. We feel so sure that we're right that we become completely closed off to the idea that, hey, maybe we're missing something important. Let's just pause for a second here. Thinking about those black and white statements, or those moments of absolute certainty. Have you ever caught yourself using this kind of language? I know I have. We all have. And the first step isn't about judgment at all. It's just about noticing. So why does any of this even matter? Because moving away from this rigid thinking isn't just some mental exercise. It has huge, real-world benefits. We've identified the problem. Now let's explore the incredible power of the solution. In a world that is just constantly changing, that's complex and totally unpredictable, the ability to adapt your thinking, to be mentally flexible, is arguably the single most valuable skill you can have. It's what lets us navigate challenges instead of just crashing into them. And these benefits you see on the screen? This is exactly why it's a superpower. Mental flexibility means better problem solving because you can suddenly see multiple solutions, not just one. It unlocks deeper learning because your mind is actually open. It helps build stronger relationships because you can genuinely try to see where other people are coming from. It sparks creativity and, maybe the most important one, it actually reduces stress because you're not in a constant fight with reality anymore.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do we actually start? How do we take that first step from a closed mindset to an open one? This isn't about some massive personality change. It's just about small, intentional steps that help us practice a new way of thinking.
Here are 3 simple, practical steps you can start today. First, just listen. Start to notice those black and white or super certain phrases, both in yourself and in other people. Second, get curious. When you hear an always or a never, just ask yourself, is that really true? What might be in that gray area? And third, consciously rephrase your own thoughts. Soften your certainty by adding little phrases like maybe or from my perspective.
I absolutely love this quote. It just perfectly captures what this journey is all about. A closed mind can't learn, it can't grow, it can't adapt. It's the open mind that lets us move through the world with a little more effectiveness and a little more grace.
So I want to leave you with this little challenge to take with you. Think about something in your life that you believe is always true, or something that never happens. What's just one of those beliefs you can gently question today? Because that one single question, that's where this journey to flexibility really begins.